use the words of one of our faculty members, this year's senior prefect redefined the role of the day prefect through her high level of involvement on campus. A true scholar athlete, she's been a member of the varsity swim team and the varsity captain of both the cross-country and track and field teams. She's a nationally ranked triathlete and the current school record holder at 800 meters, 1600 meters, 3200 meters, and 5K. Her coursework at Montverde Academy has included Advanced Placement World History, Advanced Placement United States Government, Advanced Placement English Language and Composition, Advanced Placement Psychology, Advanced Placement Macroeconomics, Advanced Placement Comparative Government and Politics, and Advanced Placement English Literature and Composition. Recognized for her accomplishments by the South Lake Chamber last fall, she traveled to Tallahassee this spring, where she served as a page in the Florida Senate for Senator Allen Hayes. She's been named as an AP Scholar by the College Board. I have known her as both teacher and coach, and I've seen her win difficult competitions and treat her competitors with kindness. I've seen her lose and respond with dignity. I've seen her experience injury and victory and defeat and success and disappointment. And in every case, she has carried herself with the sort of poise and genuine concern for others that would make any school proud to name her among their alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior prefect for the class of 2015, Ciara Hopkins.
Congratulations, class of 2015. Headmaster Kesselring, faculty, parents, and friends, welcome to Montverde Academy's Baccalaureate ceremony. Before I begin, let me take a moment to acknowledge and thank those responsible for bringing the class of 2015 here today. First, to the faculty of Montverde. On behalf of the entire graduating class, thank you for inspiring us, supporting us, and instilling in us an unquenchable thirst for knowledge that will serve us well in our pursuit of higher education. To our parents, we know that this time is as difficult for you as it is hopeful, yet uncertain and fearful for us. You have raised us, nurtured us, guided us, and sacrificed for us in ways too numerable to mention. Although we haven't said or shown it nearly enough, we want you to know that we love you, always and endlessly, and cherish your emotional embrace that will comfort us forever. We thank you. In my senior speech, which seems like only yesterday, I spoke about the values of tolerance and mutual understanding. I asked the question, why can't we just get along? The events in recent months, both at home and abroad, have reaffirmed the need for those values and have forced us to imagine a world different from the one that our parents faced. As we, the class of 2015, move out into the world, what will we do? Will we make a difference in the world that matters? I ask this question. Will we be happy just making a living? Or will we make a life that is worth living? As we walk across this stage later today, shake Dr. Kesselring's hand, receive our diplomas, and move on from Montverde Academy to our selected institutions of higher learning, we must shed the fears that inhibit us. The fear of moving out and going to a school where we don't know anyone. The fear of failure or of not being able to make a visible difference in the world. Without fear, we are capable of so much more. As Paulo Coelho wrote in The Alchemist, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve, the fear of failure. But what would we do if we weren't afraid? What choices would we make? We come from good families, with a strong values, and a preparatory school that has readied us for leadership. These are gifts. How will we use them? Will we be satisfied with just making a living? Or will we make a life that is worth living? These are questions worth pondering, especially when considering the butterfly effect. Scientific theory proposes that the natural world is so small and interconnected that a butterfly flapping its wings in Asia can cause a violent storm on the other side of the world. We are only 15 years into the 21st century. Our world is devastated by ethnic conflicts, humanitarian suffering, and unimaginable crimes driven by insane hatred, fear, and unrestrained arrogance. With so much happening in the world, it is easy to believe that we, as individuals, cannot make a difference. This narrative is a false one. Like the butterfly affects the weather, we can use our individual gifts. We can make the individual choices. We can provide the individual leadership to make a difference in the world in this century. If not us, who? The greatest challenge is understanding the perspective of another person. For example, Malala Yousafzai, a young Pakistani girl who fought for her right and the right of other females to education in a country where the Taliban's austere interpretation of Sharia law destroyed schools and banned education for women and girls. However, an 11-year-old girl with a computer and a blog wasn't afraid to stand up for her rights and beliefs. The blog attracted more and more attention, and in an attempt to silence her, she was shot in the head by the Taliban. She survived, and this year was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her struggle against the suppression of children and the right of all children to education. Her book is being read worldwide, and now millions of people know her story and are inspired to make a difference. Remember where she started, with a single post on an anonymous blog with 0 followers. Malala is a butterfly, one person who shed her fears, spread her wings, and made waves around the world. We, the so-called millennials, having lived through the longest war in American history, facing unfathomable ethnic and religious intolerance and unspeakable acts of terrorism, must now take action. Let me paraphrase an example given of the butterfly effect by Admiral William McRaven at the University of Texas last year. If ever you think that we cannot make a difference, think of this. There are nearly 200 students graduating today. The internet estimates, so of course we know it must be true, that the average individual will meet 10,000 people in a lifetime. If each member of this graduating class changed the lives of just 10 people, and those people changed the lives of just 10 more, then in 5 generations, 125 years, this Montverde class of 2015 will have changed the lives of over 25 million people. This is the message and the power of individual action and hope. The power of an ordinary person, an Anne Frank, a Rosa Parks, a Malala Yousafzai. One person can change the world by giving people hope. We are all butterflies, and Montverde Academy has prepared us to spread our wings. If we use our gifts, if we make the meaningful choices, if we use our leadership potential to not just make a living, but to make a life that is worth living. If we do these things, then the next generation and the generations that follow will live in a world far better than the one we live in.